Good morning, this is Cara. This is a real Texas sign. I love that. If I was savvy, and this morning I am not, as in homestead savvy, I would carefully take some of the dandelions and their greens because nobody cares. There's a bunch of them, and I'm watching bees pollinate all the time. And I'm trying to eat a salad a day after juices, and I would like to make sure after 2 cups of coffee and some water and getting my perspectives cleared up from the cares of the world from the last week on Monday, actually every day for me. I have time for that now, and I'm very thankful. Time for what, Cara? Well, I can arrange my teaching schedule, my chore schedule, and everything to where I have time for me. And what I want to encourage young mothers and fathers is to do one thing when you have the smaller children, honestly, all the way to age 13. Okay, so hear me on this, because this is important. I'm a large family parent, not just mother, I'm a parent. And things happened in my life which I want to pass on a tweak here and there about family life for city dwellers like myself. Because we need to be able to bring our pagan ancestry, no matter which religion was placed upon us. Do you have a spirit? Do you think thoughts? Does your heart want to be able to cry tears out your eyes, but you just can't cry, and it frustrates the fuck out of you? Because I have like a whole family like that. They just stuff their emotions, and they're angry at the world. Those are people younger than me, and I'm 55, so that's a lot of people in this country. They don't know what to do with their own emotions, and they definitely don't know what to do with mine, except for stay away from me, which is not appropriate. It's rude. It's rude. In my case, it's primarily Christian religion. In my children's case, it is Christian religion. But I told one of my children just yesterday, an adult child, I will be damned if anything and anyone did to me, do it to you. And sure enough, I have 7 daughters, and they are privileged to have a mother who chose all of that persecution, literally 13 years, to be able to tell one of them that last night. And I was not agreeing with that perspective coming out of that young woman. So let me be clear. They need to fix their attitudes. If they are 35 and younger, they need to come back home to the real people that are 55, 54, and older. And I'm one of those people. And they need to submit one to another and say, we fucked it up. Now, we were maturing, so thank you for all of those apologies. But we fucked it up, and we're adults now, and we're making a choice. That is what needs to happen in this country, across the board. It's called revival, but it's called revival my way, as a sorceress named Sorceress Tara. Because if you answered no, I don't have a spirit, you are correct. You may go through the motions every day, but your purpose is unfulfilled if you do not handle the spirit that you have from all capitals Lord. And you will either twiddle your thumbs your whole life, or you will wake up someday. I said it and wrote it for years, occasionally, as long as I didn't freak people out too much. I said it and wrote it for years. And here's what I said and wrote. Beware, basically. You don't understand a woman scorned in hell. Guess what? Now you're gonna understand it. And I got the blogs, and I got the artwork, and I got the time. You got the money, honey. I got the time. You don't have time for me. You lost a 55-year-old who loves you. That's on your head at this point. And I am talking to 35 and younger, to age 17. I don't know about you, American parent, but my kids pushed me to grow up more. And by the time they were 17, if this fucking society had been ready for them, they'd have entered the workforce, made a good wage, gotten the education they wanted, and be the successful people they are without the damage in their life. So if you think I'm just talking to the people, America, you can fucking think again. I'm talking to the federal government and the state governments right here. And this is the great state of Texas. We almost made turning it to blue last time. We'll see. I don't fucking care how long it takes. I don't fucking care. I'm grateful every day. And I'm thankful that I now have time in my busy schedule to access beauty that the state actually does pay for. And here's the nice side. Okay, so let's go back. Young parent. You're going to be stretched beyond your means in every way, shape, and form. Here's two things. Do not ever allow a parent or a parent-in-law into your life. By the time that you are doing the best you can and starting to raise a child together, stay away from the parent, grandparent generations. They will try to control you. I won. I beat it all, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, if your parent doesn't have proper retirement stuff, I'm not talking to you, and they aren't going to be arrogant like the shitload I had to handle. They aren't going to be arrogant. And I will say this, at least for my mother. She tried to get away from me so that she wouldn't cause me more pain. And I hugged her at a cousin's house that has betrayed me so hard and fast. She should be shivering on her floor naked in her bedroom every fucking night, praying for herself in hell. I had to go get my mama. Postpone helping my children come out of the pain in their lives. And now I have a bunch of young people that are just, I don't even know what anymore. You need to cry real tears, and you need to do it every day. You need to commiserate. You need to put yourself in people like my shoes, is what you need to do. I don't care what skin color you are. You need to start crying, and not for yourself. You're idealistic, and and all of that. But I'm speaking to young parents who would start this process again. And what I am going to tell you is, unless your parents are helpless, you simply support them carefully in taking care of themselves with the means by which they earned good benefits. So I'm not talking about the rest of you that don't have that, and I am a voice of advocation for health care for all from birth to death. Pre-birth. If a woman needs to have an abortion, I am positive for that as well. I want all women to be able to go, and men, excuse me, I want all men and women to be able to go to their local healthcare facility, and I want them to be able to get snipped, and I want them to be able to get birth control of the highest quality, and I want there to be no shame. There does need to be parental consent for these young people that are under the age of 18 having sex with each other. I'm not going to go there. That world is so dark, there's no words for it. I can't go there. But there is a shit ton of us parents who mean very well, work our asses off to protect our kids. And I didn't deserve that persecution. I didn't deserve that for 13 years. So young parents, number one, be careful about your geriatric care. I'm basically telling you to be careful about geriatric care. Number two, learn about your pagan self, sweethearts. And that means you don't do date night. You don't. You schedule a time for each parent to have alone time every day. You nurture that parent, other parent. I'm going to take care of the chores and the child right now. Here's your cup of tea. Bye. Goodbye. Put that place in the backyard. Put that place in the bedrooms. Put that place somewhere. And you will have to share it, particularly if you're on a budget. But both parents need to have an hour at least of alone time. If there is a crisis, it is most definitely true that this needs to happen. And it's really best that you have a place with an altar with no pictures of people, none, candles, incense, comfort for you. I wouldn't suggest smoking. I wouldn't suggest weed, nothing here. But candles, incense, the ability to have music, to plug your ears to have no sound, or to have sound. Your choice. Pack yourself a bag now. I don't fucking care if you just go to the store and get Crayola crayons. Don't buy the off-brands. Do yourself a favor and get the higher quality, even if it's at the grocery store. And a pad, and just start coloring and doodling again in your hour. Get a book of poetry or prose that you enjoy. Do not get fiction. Do not use audiobooks. Put a record player in that room if you can. Buy your own records, each of you. Young parent of America, of Europe, of Russia, of France, of India. Young parent that has electricity, that has the internet. You're not going to read the news. You're going to sit there and stare at the walls for possibly a year or two, but then the tears are going to come. You definitely need a journal, but how you journal is not my business. I have a billion ways to journal. My whole life is a journal because I understand the precious book that I am, and I am fighting for 10 people that went through hell with me, that came out of my body one way or another, to hear me and their age groups of all ages and colors. sexualities. Hear me. And when you do become a parent of another human being, turn to the other parent and covenant together to give one another the gift of true love, which is paganism, solitary paganism, every day. Develop your own religion that will envelop your family with a nurturing spirit. You want your children to be able to cry, my loves. You want them to be able to cry, not just as infants, but because you need to cry, my loves. Have a nice day.